Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy week after eclipse, Saturn-Mars conjunction. We are amping up for the Jupiter-Uranus on the 20th. Hi, Adva and Juan and Samantha and Lee and Shauna. You know, I love our membership Zooms. We did it early so we could go over all of the events in, that are coming up in April, so I could look at it in people's charts. But I kind of really want to do a Zoom with everyone that's watching right now, because I just want to sit here and be like, how are you doing? What's going on? Want to tell me about the things that have transpired, what the energy has brought, how you feel like you've reacted. What's really, really interesting for anyone who's watching this is that I feel like a lot of people are in such forward movement energy as Aries. I feel like lots of people are putting action, but it's like that Pisces energy also, where because the Mars is still in Pisces. So all of the energy that is just like breaking through all of this, bombastic, courageous, run into the building on fire Aries energy is being run by the Mars is in Pisces, right? And so there's a sense of moving in silence, which is perfect. We could sit here and be like, oh no, the sky is falling and all these historical events. The Astrologer Awake Space, she's just a fantastic researcher. And so the last time Jupiter and Uranus were conjunct in Taurus was 1947. It's been a minute. We are having historical transits. We are having historical stuff happen in 1 month. As astrologers, we've been looking at this and talking about it in our own astrological community for more than a year. But I want to say that it's also beautiful the way it lines up, right? So Mercury's in retrograde, so we might be holding back action because Mercury's in retrograde in Aries. And if you're just tuning into any astrologer, any like real professional, good, empowering, like ethical astrologer, they're gonna tell you that the retrogrades are for, think about retro, reevaluating, restructuring, right? Revisiting. It's not about everything is going to go wrong. I mean, did some technical problems come with it? Sure. But it's not about everything going wrong. It's a time to reevaluate and like take a pause, take a breath, right? And so it's really, really interesting to have all this combustible energy in Aries, but Aries is always being run by Mars. And then we go look at Mars and there's Saturn, and they're separating now, but like there's Saturn going, hold on just a minute. I often say Saturn and Mars together in a conjunction is very much like Cinderella's stepmother saying, of course you can go to the ball, but first you have to clean the whole house, find something to wear, get it all done in time. And by the way, here's 20 extra chores. So that's what it can feel like. You want to go do something. You want to have that movement. But Pisces, one, is nebulous and it can move in the 5D. And so it's very interesting now. And I would love to just have you guys flood my comments when the live stream is over. So if you're watching this in replay, one, thank you very much. And to leave me a comment and let me know if that's any of the, if that resonates as the energy you're experiencing. And as we amp up to the Jupiter Uranus, you know, there's a big chance for like surprise good things too. That conjunction is brought to you by Venus. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunity still in April. And I'm sure some people are like, I don't want to watch any of this stuff anymore because like it's giving me anxiety. I don't want it to give you anxiety. The sky lines up to give us an opportunity to change. The sky lines up to give the world an opportunity to change. And I think that if we look at it as the opportunity and the portal to move things that are stuck, that are no longer working for us, you know, then we can have less anxiety about it, because the anxiety is not helping. You know, if you're in my community and you're listening, you already know that I get really annoyed at fear-mongering astrology. Are crunchy things happening? Yeah. I mean, I just got done saying that, like, we have been talking about this for more than a year as astrologers in the astrological community, because April is a big deal. But not because everything bad in the world is going to happen to an individual. You know, we're just moving energy that's been stuck for a long time, and that's what Aries is good at. But the Mercury retrograde is giving us pause to reevaluate how we would normally just go in and move, right? And especially if you have cardinal energy, if you have Aries energy, or even if you have Scorpio energy, because those are all run by Mars as well, right? Well, Scorpio is run by Mars, but all the other energy wants to move on things, right? Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. And so having like the helpers, and I talk about this all the time during astrological events that everybody's like, you know, Mr. Rogers said, when it feels like a crisis to you, whether that's individual or external, look for the helpers. And our helpers are the fact that while Mars is being brought to you by Saturn, don't forget Saturn is going to give just the right amount of restriction to Mars, which is ruling all that combustible run into the burning building energy of Aries. So it is making us like hold back a minute. It is making us pause. And it is also giving us the chance to like tap into the spirituality and the gifts and the intuition that we all have. Piscean energy, right? If you loved Mr. Rogers, is his name Nate the Librarian? There's the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul on TikTok. He is our Mr. Rogers. He is this time's, I can't say he's this generation because my generation was actually Mr. Rogers, but he is this time in our space on Earth. You know, if you look on the internet, there's a lot of garbage and people being mean to each other. But if you also look on the internet, I know my FYP, my For You page, the way I've curated my TikTok, woo, I could sit there and cry and just watch people be beautiful to each other. That's what makes me cry. You could call me names, it's not going to make me cry. But if I watch somebody just be, absolutely the energy is overwhelmingly full of love. And he's one of them. If you know who it is, leave it in the comments. Somebody remind me to drop it in the regular comments. I want to say it's Nate the Librarian. Can't look it up right now because I'm using my phone to film. He's on TikTok. Might not be Nate though. I feel like your generation is the one that championed him and got him his. He's just a beautiful. Oh my God, I feel like Mr. Rogers is one of his guides or something. It's beautiful. Anyway. So, and today for anyone watching today or tomorrow, which is mostly when I get the views, right now we have a beautiful, nurturing, maybe a little homebody Cancer moon. which is squaring, of course, the Aries energy. Now, that's my life. I'm just the opposite. I have the Cancer sun and the Aries moon. So I understand I am super, super comfortable and thriving in this energy because it's mine. So it's like putting on your most comfortable pair of sweats if you have a lot of Cancer and Aries, which means you also were born, if you have, by the way, if you have, oh, that's a whole astrology lesson. All right, because we're going to get off topic. But if you have Cancer and Aries, you have squares. If you have Taurus and Aquarius, you have squares. If you have Leo and Scorpio, you have squares. If you have Gemini and Virgo, you have squares. So if you have squares in your chart, you're used to being challenged, and you're used to kind of being forged in fire. So when there's squaring energy in the sky, it might not make you as anxiety ridden as people who don't have squares. And I'm just going to say this, and then we're going to get into the tarot. Don't ever let anyone look at your chart and tell you it's a good chart or a bad chart. It's not the Wizard of Oz. There are not, your charts aren't good witches and bad witches. People who have all trines and sextiles, which I've actually never seen, but like the people who have squares and grand squares and oppositions, those people fare well in life, even if life hits them, because life hits all of us. So like, don't everybody go, oh, this chart is bad, or oh, you must have had a hard life, or don't ever, because that is not how a chart is quantified. And your chart is exactly how it should be. And it gives you the tools to deal with what you're supposed to deal with in this lifetime. So again, don't ever have any, if anybody ever, if you're watching this, if you've never seen me before, and you have somebody look at your chart and tell you, oh, this is bad, or there is no such thing as a bad chart. And you can take the chart of somebody who did bad things and see a different chart for somebody else. And there's also environmental stuff that's going to change their behaviors. So just don't let anybody look at your chart and jump scare you into thinking you have some doomed, fated life. That's all bullshit. That's not real astrology. Okay. That being said, oh, that's interesting. Let's get into it. It was a long intro today. That Aries energy and that Cancer energy, they both want to move forward, but Cancer wants to do it nurturing, Aries wants to do it in the action. But also we still have 3 planets in Pisces, including the Mars that's running the Aries energy. So it's a much softer. It feels like I want to do this, but I'm going to do this out of love. I'm not going to do this out of revenge. I'm going to do all the things that are going to change my life for the better. Today may feel like a day where you take all the energy of the month of April so far and start really thinking about how can I apply this in a nurturing, loving way, so it's change that also makes me feel gentle in my energy and not anxiety ridden, and is gentle to everyone else. If you change, or if you plan change out of spite to show everyone else, that change may not be as permanent as you would like it to be. All right, now I'm really going to shut up and pull cards. Yeah, the filter did me in, the filter on TikTok. It's strawberry blonde again. Harder to see in this light, but yeah, overly conditioned right now, but yes. I was gonna go all like coppery, and then for another personal reason I kept it light around my face. Okay, Aries, first house placements. Okay, the major subject here is the Five of Wands. So I'm gonna do a card for the subject matter that your guides told my guides they want me to talk to you about. Pass you a note in gym. We have the Five of Wands. This is a really interesting Five of Wands. Five of Wands for me usually is like inner conflict. And it is, but it's so interesting in this energy and everything I just said. And if you're just tuning into Aries, thank you for watching. And also, you might want to watch the preamble. You might want to watch the intro because this is kind of exactly what I'm talking about. There's a careful movement. There's strategic movement. So the inner conflict is going to get solved. Any inner conflict you're feeling is going to get solved by slowing down that movement, which Saturn is helping to do, and Aries and Pisces, Mars and Pisces is helping to do. And even right now, if you're watching right now, that Cancer energy, all of the water energy, water and fire, right? So there's a little bit of inner conflict being solved through strategy. And just slower movement and really thinking. And that's what the retrograde is for also. Okay, as far as like how this affects you, is you slowing down and being strategic makes you available to energy that you did not feel available to before. And I just want to say, like, when I'm reading for any sign, if you're watching because you're cross-watching or you have a Mars or Venus or a North Node in there, if it feels like it resonates, take it. If it doesn't feel like it resonates, leave it. Don't, especially if it gives you stress. That's not what I'm here to do. That's certainly not what my guides are here to do. And also, along with what I said about good charts, bad charts, that's all bullshit. There is no such thing. Your guides are not going to make you feel resonated to a message that's scary, unkind, or spiral you out of being in your power. If something resonates and it makes you feel a certain way, do the 5-5-7 breath. I have a video on that. And make sure that what you're feeling is spiritual guidance resonation and not nervous knots based on your brain stems connecting to a lived experience that gave you ick, trauma, discomfort. Aries, first house placements. The Four of Cups in reverse for me is you realizing that something that you couldn't see before, that universe was trying to give you, you weren't ready. And now you are, and now you can see it. And now something, so this feels very much like timing. So there's like a slowed down movement here. Very interesting, especially in today's energy. I mean, that's why I call this Astrotarot, because the energy in the sky is going to flavor. And it's funny because somebody could watch this like in 6 months or in 2 months, and it might still resonate because we might have a whole bunch of, in 6 months, we're going to start having all the Scorpio placements. We'll still have a bunch of water, and, there'll be in 6 months, there'll be, Mars in Venus in Leo, so we'll still have fire and water. So it's timeless. But hi Rose and Astro Kitty and Maricela, welcome. Let's see what we're gonna get for, so you're gonna be available to something and you're gonna see it. Okay, I wanted to know what the advice was from universe. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, 2 fours in reverse. So we're in a lot of, it's such retrograde energy. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. 4 of Pentacles in the upright is, for me, Steve Martin the Jerk. All I need is this book of matches and this belt, and that's all I need. And so when we're looking at the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, it is letting go of that thing that you think that you can't move forward without. And hello, Doretha. And what's really interesting here is with the 2 fours in reverse and this 5 of Wands, this strategic solving inner conflict. This is so much letting go. This is so much Aries of there was something that may have felt like if you didn't conquer it, it felt like failure is what I'm getting. And that was bullshit. And that was a less healed version of you. I don't know why I keep making like horse noises with my mouth right now. This feels bigger. This feels like letting go, because you're a more healed version. It's like you've been the more healed version, but you're just understanding it now that you don't have to want the things that the less healed version of you wanted. And you don't have to go about it. And there is a lot here about, like I said, and again, if you're just tuning in now, when this is over, go back and watch the intro, because I talk about how this Martian energy of Mars is right now being ruled in Pisces. It's sitting in Pisces energy, and we have the moon in Cancer. This is moving forward, being more loving to yourself in a way that you can let go and like fuck failure, fuck shame, fuck judgment. I just did a mini reading. It's up on YouTube in shorts on the channel, about letting go of approval, even of yourself, judgment, even of yourself. And this is also giving this. Let's get a card for love for Aries. Let's get a card for love for Aries. I'm not going to tell you like, oh, the job is coming in, this is coming in. I am telling you right now, you are in a shift. And one that allows you to move forward in different ways in your life that mentally you felt like you could not before. This is opening up pathways, but the pathways are being opened up by you, not by external circumstances, Aries. The riz that comes when this movement is done, when this shifting is done, it's like riz with stank on it. And that's not a bad thing. In case you're wondering, in case you don't live in that vernacular, riz with stank on it, like if I make that face, that's not a bad face. The love card is the Temperance. So whether this is something that can't come fully, if you're dealing with something now that's more of like a situationship, or there's still stuff, there's a lot of like moving parts right now in the sky. Hi, Moanne. You're gonna read the preamble. I love it. There's a lot of moving parts right now. So if you're in something where you're trying to figure out how it could work, you have external obstacles. There may be more. You may be at a shift in your life where you realize there's actually more internal obstacles than there are external obstacles. And so Temperance is, you're trying to balance things. I really feel like more, this can come fully into like just less obstacle. Hi, Jupiter, Jazz, and Serenity Girl. I feel like this is just less obstacles during when we start seeing planets go into Sag. Yeah. But it's not just going to change because the astrology is not letting you guys be together, or there's like money, job, location, those kind of things. It changes because of this. Like, you're changing it. We have so much more power than like we think we do. Honestly. All right, let's pull for Taurus. I'm going to give Jen a shout out. I just saw the memories of us going to the Pink concert in Philly from 2018. What a good time. But my friend Jen, I have the vocabulary of a well-educated sailor. She's not wrong. Homemade chai tea. I found a shortcut for it, and I'm obsessed. I might start another channel that's just called The Other Side of Suzzy, and it's going to talk about like the antioxidants, the food, the like making my own stuff, whatever. I'd also like a comment there if you're like be interested in something like that. Hello, Annika. Okay, we're reading for Taurus second house placements, Taurus rising, sun, moon, whatever. Or if you're cross watching, or if you have some weird, you know, want to watch all of the signs, I appreciate you. You're a fan of the shenanigans. Hi, Stacy. Oh, love. Hit me up in an email. I'm giving away a reading as I always do. Okay. Wow, another 5. So we have 5 of Swords here. You may still feel like you're fighting Taurus, and you don't have to. The 5 of Swords usually is denoted by the original Rider-Waite, where dude's on ready with the sword in the hand. Everybody else already has laid down their swords. They're walking away. So this has to do a lot when we get a 5 of Swords. It has a lot to do with you might have already won. You might have already cultivated the tools that you need to move forward, but on ready might be your survival mode, right? So this, you might not feel like you can, because either you're used to other people throwing a monkey wrench in it, and 2, Taurus, I don't know that you realize how far you've come. And I'm going to say this to you, especially, I just had a conversation with one of these beautiful community members who has some Taurus placements. And I said, when you ask a Taurus to move, when you ask a Taurus, I kind of want to cry and laugh at the same time. When you're asking a Taurus placement to move, especially like Taurus rising, Taurus sun, or Taurus Mars, and you're asking them to make drastic changes, there better be some kind of like monumental crisis to inspire that movement. And it's like, if you're a nerd like me and you've seen the Lord of the Rings, I wrote all the books. I've been into Lord of the Rings since I'm a kid. But if you've ever watched the end of the second movie, and Pip and what's his face, the little mischievous hobbits, get kind of swept up by these trees, these thousands and thousand-year-old trees. They're huge. It's like a redwood, right? In the forest, these mystical trees, and the trees don't move. The trees guard their place, right? The trees keep the Venusian flow going in their area. But there is now something worth moving for, and the trees, you know, unroot themselves. Pippin and Merry, yeah. And the mystical, magical tree guardians, they stay right where the fuck they are and make where they live beautiful. Asking them to move out of that, if you're asking a Taurus to like get up and unroot themselves, there's a better word for that, I can't think of it, and move, you're asking, there almost has to be a reason big enough, like in the Lord of the Rings, where they all uproot, that is the word, they all uproot to go help fight, you know, the bad guys and the orcs. When Taurus is in 5 of Swords energy, it can be survival. It can be kind of what they're used to, because it's this energy of, I'm on ready because I know this is coming and I have to like, it's defending where you are rather than defending who you are and who you become. And this is, I hope if you're Taurus, you're really hearing that. Sometimes you will be so focused and so rooted into the idea that you have to defend what you've built, where it is, how it has been. It's earth. It's not only earth, it's very grounded earth. That you forget to defend who you've become and where it can go. And so, on ready, even though maybe you don't have to be, is the energy that I'm getting. Evidently, I'm going to make a lot of weird faces and some like goofy sound effects today. If you're a Taurus and you have never Chisco, YouTube, like trees and Merry and Pippin in Lord of the Rings. I want to say it's Return of the King. The first one is like the Fellowship of the Rings, then it's the Return of the King, and then it's the Towers, right? Or maybe it's the Towers and the Return of the King. I don't know, I'm blanking right now. Oh my god, we've had like Lord of the Rings Sundays with me and my kids, and I will make food, and we just sit and we watch all three and make it like a thing. I've also done that for Firefly. And my friend Jen with the cup and the pink concert, she used to host like Harry Potter days, and she would make like butter beer and all that stuff. That's kind of where I inspoed it off of her. So then we started doing it with other nerd genres. I'm not a little bit of a nerd, I'm a giant nerd. Okay. Taurus. This is so interesting. So what I'm getting for your energy is the Ace of Wands in reverse. Now hold on. We're in an Aries fire retrograde with Mercury. So the way that you maybe normally would act, and while Ace of Wands is fire, ooh, my chest is getting tight. While Ace of Wands is fire, it's also very Venusian, brown chicken, brown cow, right? But it's also like what wakes you up, what goes woof right through the sacral chakra into that kind of that place in us that makes us feel in charge, awake, alive, inspired. And when it's in reverse, it's still there. You haven't lost it. Listen, for any of you dealing with a broken heart or leaving a situation, which I feel like that's a big thing in the Taurus community right now. Taurus rising, Sun, Venus, Mars. I'm seeing it a lot. You're not broken, just bent. And you're bending right now. That inspiration, that like lust for life, that feeling so passionate about someone or something is possibly a little dormant right now, but it's not gone. It's not gone. It's almost like I feel like you're worried that like, will I know how to do this with somebody else? Like, will it all be like, will I feel that passionate? Because if you're Taurus and you're Venusian led, like passion and the tangible things in life may have brought you passionately to situations that then disappointed you. Or you learned what you had to learn and you had to go. It could be that too, but going is just a different thing for a Taurus. So that can feel like disappointment instead of just movement, because we're meant to evolve. Again, It's kind of always in here is where it starts. And so with this Ace of Wands in reverse, and it is a very, like, this is like wake up inspired. I think that it may feel dormant for a while because you're not supposed to move the way we're going to get this all day long. I promise. You're not supposed to move the way that you usually move. And sometimes that is not only for your own comfort, which can also be possibly, maybe, allegedly, sometimes conflated with complacency and the fear of the movement. Not only your comfort, but the comfort of others. Making other people feel uncomfortable, that confrontation is not always fun for Taurus. Even if they're a badass, even if they got a shit ton of Aries, they still, that's not fun for them. Because they value the comfort. They value the nurturing. They value the Venusian values of making somebody feel abundant one way or the other and secure. So this is not broken. It's just bent right now to allow you to make the changes and move in a way that's maybe a little less like yourself. And the Scorpio full moon is really going to break things open for you. Let's take an advice card. Let's take an advice card. Lord, I'm already running real fucking behind. I did a long preamble. If you are watching this and you're watching, like, while we're on, Aries and Taurus and these beginning ones, if you're, like, going back to watch a certain sign or the intro, do me a favor and make sure you take your little finger if you're on your phone or your cursor or whatever and get all the way up to wherever I am now, or else you're going to end up missing you're going to comment your guess on the contest to win the reading like 5 minutes after it happens. Without fail, somebody forgets that they have to catch up after they go back to watch something. So I'm saying it now, so hopefully you guys catch it by the time I get to, Pisces. Okay. See, Maricela, you're a little behind. Make sure you just like, whoop. Although I think you're out for a while. You won recently. Okay, the Magician. Here you go. Focus on the other things. You have the tools. This is like the same reading 3 different ways. The 5 of Swords, you have the tools. Focus less on, I think Juan's just messing with me now in the comments. The Magician has the tools, and it's not like, and if you break it down, I said this last week to Taurus, whatever's making you not move, whatever feels scary, whatever feels, anxiety ridden, write it down. And then figure out what tools you have to move just that one thing. That's what the Magician is doing. The Magician is the beginning of the deck, right? The Magician is like putting the work into the energy first so the energy can support you through the actual physical actions that you need to take later. Does that make sense? I hope it made sense. If it doesn't, leave me a comment and ask me to explain it more to you, and I will. You know what Juan is? Juan is Bugs Bunny. So, like, if I were to say rabbit season, he would say duck season. And I appreciate that about him. That's what just happened. If you know, you know. Okay. Okay. Your card for love. Somebody is going to make you feel like weak in the knees you're gonna, okay. We have the Strength card. And if you notice, there's lots of hearts. There's like the infinity in the heart. Somebody that you have a connection with, it came out sideways. So I don't know that you move on this right away, but the strength of the connection, and this might happen more towards Leo season, but the strength of the connection, and also like I think they make you feel weak in the knees. But people, I love this shit. Here's your Ace of Wands, right? That feels upside down and not like you right now, not your Venusian Taurus self. And here's the Strength card that's coming up, and it's love. Look what she's holding. Can y'all see that? Look what she's holding. She's holding the snake. That is that snake. That's... She's got your brown chicken, brown cow there with the lion and the heart. So it's not just one thing. It'll come back. The strength comes back. And again, when I get a major arcana, that sometimes to me speaks of timing. Hi, Flower Beauty. Because sometimes speaks to timing. But this is like... the energy right now might be like feeling like you feel like you still have to be on ready, and that's your survival mode. I think a little bit of your Ace of Wands energy, which is also how you move, being very Venusian sign, is just kind of on pause right now. And you're supposed to focus on strengthening your energy and understanding like the tools that you already have. Again, that's very Five of Swords. Hi, Shingamafal. I'm not mad at that reading. Somebody's holding your brown chicken, brown cow. They're just holding it for you. They're just, you know, it's almost like, and like you're responsible for your sense of passion. You're responsible for your awakeness, your inspiration. Like, but other people can inspire you. Look around who's in your, are you being inspired or do you feel a little squashed, right? So like that could be you, or that could be somebody else coming in and being like, oh no, I've had this on layaway for you. Don't worry, it's here. Like you will feel that's the first thing I got from that reversed Ace of Wands is like, I think you're worried that like, will I ever feel that way again about another person or whatever, but you're the person that's supposed to have a snake. They got it. Rest assured. All right, Geminis, how you doing? Got all this Pisces energy squaring all your placements. And again, you know, if you have a bunch of squares in your chart, my chart is like squares. I mean, I have some nice trines, but they're like Mercury in the North Node of my Sun and Uranus. So they're interesting. But individually, that's not the trines. That's not what the trine is made up out of. But anyway, but you know, if you have squares in your chart, then the squares just feel like reminders and helpful energy to help move you. And you know, that's something you've done before. Let's see what the subject is that your guys want my guides to tell me to tell you and pass you a note and Jim about. It's our Taurus girl's birthday coming up. It's Lee's birthday coming up. Who else has I know we have quite a few Taurus. And it's, if April pops in, happy birthday, April. It was her birthday yesterday. Everybody knows April. I want to wish her a big happy birthday. Okay. Gemini, the Chariot in reverse. when we get the Chariot in reverse one, yes, it can mean like Capricorn season is when the movement comes that you're kind of looking for. Gemini, you may be looking to like move. Again, I have said it already. I feel like we're going to see a lot about like, how are we going to pause movement so you can redo, reevaluate, and restructure just how you do movement based on your original nature of maybe your placements in your early environment and who you are now, which inevitably is different, especially if you are hearing my voice, you are somebody who moves through life. You are looking to be empowered. You are looking to understand yourself well. You are not going to vibe into this reading or any of my stuff or this community if you are not somebody who wants to grow. So there's movement here. And again, it feels on pause. And this feels very like out of love. So this might be like maybe you want to move, like move in with a friend, move in with a partner, move geographically, or just move in your life. But it has to be in a way that you feel nurtured. And I know I'm reading for Gemini, but that is the thing. I also pulled this deck for Gemini, which is not always my deck for Gemini. But actually, Emily's birthday is, Lee's birthday is the Scorpio moon day. It's April 23rd. And I will do a Scorpio moon special. And Samantha's birthday is coming up. Gemini's third house placements. Oof. This is about learning to love who you are and the duality you can embrace, and the world needs that, right? Even though it gets shamed on you. It pisses me off all the time. I don't know if you're putting the Chariot in reverse or universe or it's a blend of things. It feels like a blend, feels like a Venn diagram of it. I keep getting, sorry, I'm stopping. I keep getting for Gemini, learning to separate, where you put like duality and like the oscillating movement of your placements. And that includes if you're third house, from like the permanent changes or like who you want to grow into be, and like learning how to not shame, deny the mercurial energy that you embody, and also not let it hold you back from permanence that's going to feed your self-esteem, like your sense of self in general. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's see what else we get. Where is your... We're batting 2 for 2 here. Major Arcana. We have the Sun. Yeah. There is your energy is you want to like be authentically you and also have permanence in the way you move through it's like you can't decide who you want to be, but you also know you need to this is literally I love this card because it's almost like she's trying to direct the sun like a spotlight. What do you want to shine the light on, but you so desperately want to have just feel completely like proud, comfortable, and happy in your choices? Let's get a card for advice. That's too many. Let's get a card for advice. We get another major arcana. This is big. And again, with all the Pisces energies squaring and Aries is sextiling. Well, it's not a major arcana, but it kind of is, because this is the major arcana add-on to this deck. It's the Well. The thing that you want to jump into, and if you see, she's holding a pendulum over there. Geminis have excellent imaginations. I want you to like imagine what life looks like pragmatically too. There is a pause on this action here. The Well and the Chariot in reverse are kind of the same energy. You will move, but you'll move when the time is right and when like it feels. You're gonna have to get out of your brain and get into your body. You're gonna have to get out of your brain and get into your body. I know I'm asking a lot of that mercurial energy. But when it doesn't like just feel right as a thought or a wish, and it feels right as almost like using yourself as when it feels right in every way, you'll know. Spend the time between now and the end of this Mercury retrograde and thinking and possibly until, you know, Capricorn season or placements start to go into Capricorn, of how to check in. How do you check in with your body? And if you want me to do a video on that, leave me a comment, when not in the live chat, because I won't see it again, in the comments. Just should be able to do now. Hi, Dolly and Dora. Hi, James. Get a card for love. Come on, I need it to pop all the way out. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Third house placements. If you're cross-watching, if so far this reading resonates for you, that is the happy ending, the 10 of Pentacles. This is the card I drew for love. So this means when I right away got that Chariot in reverse, it's like a pause on, so like that you want to like cohabitate, like go move. And it might be, I feel like this is geographical. Somebody is going to have to move either to a different town, a different state, different country, something. But that was the first thing I felt. And here is this energy of, it's just, this is the wish. But also when I get this, this feels like it's got to be, I don't feel like my guys are going to throw this out at you guys unless it's a possibility. So you, this other person, and this could be this could be going to move in with your best friend. This could be two people who got out of relationships or two people who just want to cohabitate. This could be you getting out of a situation. This could be going into a situation where you get kind of more independent, but just with a roommate. But I see this, you moving into a home with another person, and I feel like this is, sorry for the people who don't have pets, but I feel like with this card specifically, you know, we're talking 100% pets involved. Okay. Gemini. Use this time in between now and Mercury retrograde it's over to cultivate the spiritual practice, the physical practice, to get into your body and out of your head. And then practice, like cultivate that practice, like learn it from now until the end of Mercury retrograde. And then once Mercury retrograde is over, that is something that you should be practicing kind of on the daily until we get closer to, but I just feel like you may be able to like make more solid plans when we come to Capricorn this season. All right, let's move into Cancer. I'm gonna use my new Pulp. I want to call it Pulp Riot because that's a hair color brand, but it's Pulp, the Pulp Tarot. Okay, first of all, universe, spirits, and guides, call back all my power to me now from anyone using it with or without permission. I felt like I had to stop and do that. And we're just not accepting any stink, stank, or stunk energy into this. It just should be whatever is meant for the people in my community here, and also not for me. I don't want a Cancer reading for me, please. I am feeling... somebody has to get their groove back. I don't know what that means. But if you're a Cancer or 4th house placement and that, you feel like, yep, and that's for you. Somebody has to get their groove back. That's too many. What is going on? Okay. It's the 6 of Swords, right? Which means movement. It means moving from choppy waters to smoother waters. It's in reverse, which means it's available to you. But again, it feels stuck. We are in a Mercury retrograde. We are also in an Aries season where Mars is back in Pisces. And it's a little bit more nebulous. And it feels like we can have less execution on the things we want to take action on. I did a whole preamble intro if you're just joining me now for Cancer. So this is something where, again, this is, I mean, the Chariot and the 6 of Swords are similar energy. But remember, where you go, you take your thoughts with you. Oh, so there's something here. There's something here. I don't know if it's insecurities. I don't know what it is. But there's something you don't want to go into a situation with. And it's about thoughts and communication. The awareness already, Cancer, of yourself, of your part. I will say this as a Cancer, and I used to have this conversation with friends. Somebody could do me completely dirty or grimy and wrong. And I will still 1000% want to look at what was my part in it. Where did I allow? Where did I encourage? Where did I miscommunicate? Where, like, however. Now, that's not taking the blame for what they did, right? But like, just where can I avoid putting myself back in the energy of letting that in, right? And sometimes you just have to say, okay, like, well, I already healed from that. That's fine, right? But sometimes too, it's the little nuanced things. That's what this feels like in your communication, in your thought process but it feels, what I'm feeling is like, you don't want to take a less secure version of you. Nicole Lilith, medium. You got me doing it again. Devil and the Judgment. Self-sabotaging behaviors and things happening again and again. It's about looking at patterns to make sure that you don't bring any old patterns into this new situation, that you're ready to go. And it would be a nice situation. It's so nice that you don't want to bring any of the old patterns in. People, in general, all signs for everyone. If you can mark this as a collectively at this moment. If you're revisiting a situation, if you're just revisiting getting into relationships, if you're revisiting a person, please know that, again, if you can hear me saying this to you, you're likely somebody who's on a path of growth. It would be unlikely to me that you would be listening, interested, attracted to the energy if you were somebody who like was determined to be complacent and whatever else. The fear, okay, you cannot control. If you're crazy in love with somebody and they haven't healed everything and some of their behaviors come up, right? We have to accept, if we want to like revisit that you have nothing to do with that. That is their healing, their wounds, their actions, their behaviors. What's more appropriate to look at rather than having, and if somebody's completely blatantly unhealed and hasn't changed at all, and there's not enough there to move forward, then don't move forward, right? Don't go into it also thinking that, your love is going to save them, whatever. The nicest thing we can do is provide the environment for somebody else to heal themselves. And we go in with the expectation of you're going to heal them, and you're going to show them, and that's going to fix everything. That's more than likely to bear disappointment, because that's just not a universal law. That's not how that works. You can go back into something providing an environment where somebody can heal themselves. But here's the thing, if they don't, they don't, and that's not on you. What the thing that is most important is that if you want to revisit a situation, a person, or just getting back into love relationships or friendships in general, it is more important to calibrate your own expectations and understand how your behavior has changed. So let's just say, worst case scenario, they do the same thing. Worst case scenario, they do the same thing. Is your reaction going to be the same? Are you going to take that and spiral and get in bed and not get out of bed for a week or not want to? Are you going to take that as you weren't enough? Because I don't think you will. I think that you have done enough growth and enough change so that you understand that's not about you. And I'm going to say something a little controversial right now, especially to the Cancer community, but this is still collective. If somebody else's inability to meet the moment as healed as you would like them to be causes you to feel like somehow that's attached to you, that's work being laid out in front of you as a clear sign that that is ego work. And I don't mean egotistical, and I don't mean egocentric. I don't mean narcissist. What I mean is the bruised part of our egos, the wounds that we have to heal, the accountability and healing that we're supposed to do for ourselves. We cannot bring that into a relationship and expect somebody else to fix it. Again, you can provide an environment and make sure your non-negotiables are okay with each other. I love this. This card is the card of somebody who's so highly aware, and that is how we fix things, right? I used to say for decades, a blind man does not realize his clothes don't match, right? So we need the accountability so we can just look at things. And that doesn't mean shame, and it doesn't mean judgment on ourselves. It just means like, okay, that is what it is. That's a pattern I have. So how can I fix it in a gentle, loving way that sustains? And that's what this is who I'm reading for in this reading, whether you're 4th house or Cancer or whatever, or you're cross-watching and this just resonates. But as a collective message, if you have hesitation about revisiting a person, a situation, or just getting back into relationships in general, be more concerned with what your reaction will be if, worst case scenario, the same behaviors that ruined it before were repeated. I don't think you'll have the same reaction. I don't think you'll have the same reaction. Somebody that's this healed, that's this aware, and looking at their own patterns is not the same person that they were. Not a year ago, not 6 months ago, certainly not 10 years ago. Okay, end of collective message. Let's keep going, Cancer. Expectations. And Cancer can have a currency of expectation. Change your currency if that's you. Okay. 10 of Swords. So we have lots of thoughts. There's something you're ready to put down, and this is the you're done with whatever it was. This is just kind of the same energy. You're done with whatever it was. The advice from universe. So something is ending, something that's been painful, something you might have been waiting for, but it's partially ending because your perspective is different on it. Because you might not be taking something personal that wasn't about you. I know, it's hard not to take things personal. You can have emotions about it. I encourage you to process. I encourage you to feel all your feelings, not try to think your feelings. But I also encourage you not to feel somebody else's feelings. Cancer, empaths, watery, psychic people, claircognizant, clairsentient motherfuckers. Like, don't also take on, because here's a little thing. If you have Cancer placements, you might have Gemini placements, which might make you prone to overthinking. So if you're overfeeling and overthinking, that is a recipe for self-torture, my friends. Looks like you're done with that. I hope if you weren't before, what I just lovingly said as a fellow Cancer with Gemini and Leo placements, and you might have like pride stuff, approval stuff. I am sitting here, I will read my own ass to filth if I think it helps. Let's get a card for advice. Okay. We have the Hierophant in control, and this is old school Hierophant. This isn't like spiritual. This is like Pope on a rope here. Yeah. I don't mind him in return. So one, again, stuff might come to a head at Scorpio season because it's a Hierophant in reverse. But I feel like my throat is instantly The control, dogma, rules that shouldn't apply to you anymore. For some of you, Cancers and fourth house placements, this is about policing and judging your own behaviors out of an old, antiquated set of rules that you set for yourself. The less we know and trust ourselves, the more we feel the need for organized influences with lots of rules and dogma to control our behavior so we make sure we're being a good person. That might also be collective. The more we trust ourselves, the more we feel less the need to follow arbitrary, controlled-driven dogma and rules to keep us in line. Hi, Gemini love. That's a second collective message. I don't think you need that. You know, all I can hear in my head right now is, we don't need no education. We don't need no thoughts controlled. Anything that's antiquated, that was born out of control so that you could make sure that you were a good person, especially because there's something about like, so you can say it to other people. Oh, I don't do that. I would never do that. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm getting, Cancers. Okay, love card. Two of Wands. You're gonna be making a choice. Cancers, I'm looking at all four cards. For some of you, maybe I'm just reading for one or two people, but I have chills. I have my physical confirmations. You may be in love or want to have a love relationship with somebody that feels possibly emotionally available, but not physically available. If this is a pattern for you and you lock in and you merge and you bond and you love and it's hard to unlove if you're a Cancer, that is the pattern that you're being very, very aware of. I think in the end you're going to choose passion. I think if the arbitrary rules kept you from expressing and then you just stayed torturing yourself, I think you're going to choose passion this time. And you're going to say it. And you're going to get it. It's almost like you're holding yourself back with like your own arbitrary dogma. Oof. Juan and I were in any class together, we would have lived in pass room and detention. And to be clear, with my placements when I was younger and on heels, I lived in pass room and detention to the point where I was kind of friends with. So bad. I used to get in front of the the supervisor for my grade. They had a main principal and then they had 4 different principals for each grade so they could keep, and they moved with the kids so they could really, which is a good idea. But I used to have a ton of freckles and he would say, You seem like such a nice girl with a map of Ireland on your face. What are you doing in front of me again? I hate giving you attention. Maybe I could just write an essay, like a 1,000-word essay. Gemini Mercury, like it was hard for me to write a 1,000-word essay. And skip detention. All right, well, I'll lessen your detention. You give me the essay. I'm sure this must have been a bad influence on you. You don't seem the type. Yeah, I will sit here and read myself to filth. Because it's transparent and it's authentic and it's honest and it's true. Somehow I think Juan would have avoided the pass room and the detention altogether. Also, I was never a snitch and I would never blame it on anybody else. So I would just take the fall because I knew that I could like half sweet talk my way out of it. My poor mother worked in the school district, so it's terrible. I should not laugh. When I tell you 4 years, I can't even count. I could not begin to count the amount of times I had detention. Not even the first year. And then pass room, which is like really bad. In school suspension. Some way I would talk my way into the cafeteria. Lord, Lord, Lord. Leo, 5th house placements. Detention was after school childcare. It was high school. Dude, we're Generation X. There was never childcare. We didn't have childcare at home. What are you talking about childcare? Lies. We were cooking at the age 10 and 11. It's like full on. Leo or 5th house placements. This is very interesting. You got the Ace of Wands. Universe is delivering you brown chicken, brown cow, inspiration, something. It's coming in. So if you have felt like maybe I was feeling need your groove back for Leo instead of, because that's what this is. Then where you feel like is the Justice in reverse. I love, 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 love this Justice card. Major Arcana, Justice card. She's on fire, right? So again, universe is trying to be like, get your groove back. And this, I think I was hearing that for Leo. Because that's what these two are. So you're something that's making you feel like this is not right. This is not fair. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. Yeah, Gemini is already passed, but you can go back. If you go back to watch Gemini, please go zoop so you don't miss the contest. Hello, Nicholas, who just opened my door, ruined my light. He's meowing and rubbing into my leg. That's the energy you're in, is like, this is not, I'm not going to get excited. Like, you're not going to get me. You're not going to get me out of me as long as shit's fucked up. So as long as shit is sideways, you're not getting full on me. But universe is gonna, I'm hearing that, now he's in the curtains. Come get your, yes. Come, go in the living room, shake some treats. Come get your child. Thank you. Man, you're getting 2 aces, Leo. I feel like you're like, I'm on hold. We're on strike. You don't get me. You know what's on strike? Me. You don't get me. You don't get my Leo. You don't get my fire. You don't get my love. You don't get my giving. You don't get my inspiration. You get none of it. I'm going to put the fire out. The fire that you like to gather around the fireplace. Yeah, that I'm dimming the fire. None of you all get the warmth. That is what I'm feeling very strongly. But universe is coming in with this ace. Then I just ask what the advice is. There is an Ace of Cups. So now we have Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups here for Leo. So we have universe giving you inspiration and motivation back again and love. Ooh, I want to clarify. By the way, I think I'm going to go do like the readings for April. I did not record anything last week for my own astrological readings. Had a conversation with another professional, like long-term professional astrologer 2 days ago about that. Like we're both like, we're quiet for a reason. I don't want to read in that energy, if I'm being honest. So all the rest of the April readings will be probably up by Thursday. What's the card for love? I feel like this is... I feel like instead of putting your energy into... Remember when I said before, right now we have the Cancer moon and all the water energy. Well, the Cancer moon's squaring the Aries, right? So like I'm going to move and we're going to do stuff, but we're going to do it a little bit more quietly, a little bit more strategically, and also in a way that's not about spite. Because when we move out of spite, we go to exact change to like show other people, that tends to be less permanent and less beneficial to us. This feels like not worrying about the justice anymore. Like when this Ace of Cups comes in, it feels like I'm being miserable. Like I'm making myself also miserable by not allowing me to be my authentic me, despite somebody else. Okay. Lee, you can lay off that message for a couple of signs. I feel like we've been spamming the comments. Sorry. I love you engaging, but I just don't want people to feel like that's too much. Like 12 times. Maybe like 2 or 3 times. Let's try to do it like 2 or 3 times. And thank you. Okay. King of Wands coming in. He came out sideways. So this is how I feel. This is the love card. You got an Ace of Cups here and an Ace of Wands. So the King of Wands makes perfect sense for the love card. Because he's sideways, I feel like you're going to give him a hard time. And this is genderless. This could be, I could be talking to a male and this is about a female. I could be talking to a female and this is about a female, a male, a male. It does not matter. It does not matter. But you're going to give them a hard time when they first come in. Because you're like this. Nope. Nope. My name is no. My number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Leo, think that this person is going to eventually win you over. But it's funny. It's almost, ooh. Got your groove back, right? I said somebody's getting their groove back. It clearly was for Leo and not Cancer. But this Justice card in reverse. This is helping you vet better. This is helping you vet better. You know, because you are the fireplace everybody wants to gather around. So you're like, that shit's out. Go find someplace else. Like, so if somebody wants to hang around, hear me out. If somebody wants to hang around your fireplace that has no fire, they're telling you that there's a lot more they're interested in than what everybody else is always interested in. Woo! Leos, 5th house placements. I would like to take this for myself, for my Venus, please. I never think of Leo readings as mine, but And I have 0 5th house. My part is spirit, I think. That's it. Which isn't, it's a mathematical calculation. Okay. Leo, you're going to get your groove back. All right. So we are looking at we're on Virgo. Virgo, what do your guides want my guides to tell me, to tell you, to talk about? Pass you a note and Jim. And you should all be looking at where you have 19 to 21 degrees of Taurus, because that Uranus Jupiter conjunction that we have not had in Taurus since 1947, courtesy of the research of Astrologer. It has potential, has lots of potential. And that the best thing you can do is prepare yourself both pragmatically, spiritually, and energetically, because you can't expect what's going to happen because Uranus. But you know, it's Venusian run. I sure as hell will play the lotto. I'm going to, and I never do. I don't. That's not what I do. I don't play scratch offs. I never, but I will. Virgos, you have 8 of Pentacles. There is working towards something worth working for. The 8 of Pentacles leads to the 9 and the 10, right? And this is like work that you're actively participating in, and it's for a good reason. There's a relaxed energy about this 8 of Pentacles. It's not work, 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 work like Rihanna. This is planting seeds that are starting to grow so that you can pick them with the 9 of Pentacles. Very Virgo, right? But like all the Pisces energy is opposing you. The Taurus is trining. Oof. There feels like do you ever hear the saying that like opportunity or luck favors the prepared? There's that here. I see the work, I see the pragmatism in this card, in this reading already, in the message, in the subject matter. But I also feel a lot of luck and opportunity. I just do. Let's see where your energy is at. So when we get the 8 of Pentacles as like what your guides want my guides to tell me to tell you, that means like your work is going to pay off. Whatever it is you're doing is going to pay off. Okay. Your energy is the Empress. This is like soaking up the sun, soaking up the stars, like knowing. Yeah. This is lucky, opportunity. What's that song with the like, give me 2 bad bitches, give me 2 bad bitches. I don't know why I'm feeling a second person here. I don't know if there's like, you're finally getting support, like the kind of support you give. Hey, ask your guides, ask your crossed over loved ones to help you pick the right numbers or to just give you a little. The advice is Page of Swords. And this Page of Swords is listening. It's not only just bringing a message, it's also listening. I'm going to say something as a Virgo rising who also has 4 other Virgo placements. 3. I have 4 altogether. Virgos need to feel like they have value to somebody. It is their insurance policy on being loved and kept, right? And not disposed of. Ergo, sometimes Virgos are very intent on giving information and being the one who knows the things to give you. And I think the advice from universe here is, and you may already be in this, but the listening part. To not only be the one who can deliver, who can be of use. And you don't do that to be a know-it-all. I think Virgo gets the know-it-all label a lot. You do that because you feel like the more useful you are, the more indispensable you are, the more lovable you are. And once we start to heal that wound, it allows us to listen better. If you have any Virgo placements and you've ever been told that you are selfish, not a good listener, any of that, and you're like, no, I was totally listening. Then I went and got all the information that you need based on your problem. But we're so busy trying to prove sometimes that we're that useful, that we're talking more than we listen. And if you're a Virgo and you research things till next Tuesday and people are like shutting down your advice, there's a saying that like you cannot force somebody to want more of what they're already not interested in, right? There's a vibe of that. This beautiful Empress, beautiful this. And also the advice is, while you have this going and this is good, just keep that in mind so you can keep that. This is what you're doing while you're not that. You are this. And also, right? It doesn't have to be but. I have a thing in my house. You are not allowed to say, I love you, but. You're not allowed to say that. It's I love you and. Because the but negates the first thing. When you say I love you, but, you're doing great, but it negates the validity and the weight of the first half of that sentence. Everything before the but, right? So you are this and also. That's been a rule in my house for, I don't know, at least 10, 15 years. They're not allowed to say it to each other. I love you, but if you leave one more dish in the sink or whatever it is. And I drive my kids crazy with that. Nope, we don't say that, because especially while they were younger, and also while I still have one that's very young and he's being conditioned to his thinking. I could be lovable, but. Because when you say I love you, but to somebody, what they hear, again, this is a collective message. What they hear is you could be more lovable. I would fully unconditionally love you, but you have these flaws. While you are helping people, you don't ever want them to feel that way. Your servitude as a Virgo, serving the universe rather than serving an individual so that you are lovable. Those are two different things. You're coming into this beautiful place where you're realizing serving the universe by being the best you, and that's enough, rather than trying to serve people on an individual basis so that you are more lovable. Let's draw a love card. Five of Pentacles in reverse. That is just my card, like without having to go into a lot. That is just my card of somebody that was out of communication coming back in. Period. The end. Now, whether that's somebody you want or not, that's up to you. That's going to be an individual basis. But somebody you haven't heard from that's been out of communication, you will hear back. You're going to hear back. Dum, da, dum, dum, dum. It's Mercury retrograde. I mean, you probably didn't need me to say that, but that's a love card. So that it's some way or another, whether it teaches you to love yourself and, you know, whether it gives you closure. Maybe somebody's going to come out of the woodwork to give you closure so you can move on to something more. That's going to be interesting next week to see what Virgo gets for that. All right, let's look at Libra. Oh, I just had an epiphany. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, Libras, you have an by the way, that last reading was also for 6th house placements. But Libras, you're getting, as the subject matter, what your guides want my guides to talk to you about, pass you a note. And Jim, it's the Emperor, it's upside down. But. I went to go reach for these cards and went no, and then said no, yes. And I kind of let my guides pick the cards for each sign. Not going to take any questions on that. That is what it is. When I got, hi May, when I got this Emperor, it's Jim, right? If you know, you know. This is not a bad Emperor. So it's a very protective energy. It's a very creme brulee energy, Libra. I don't know if you feel, Libras, like you are Libra placements, 7th house placements. If you are, I have the chills so bad right now. If you are losing somebody, that was the person that made you feel protected, safe. If there's like a void that you feel like only they can fill, but I promise you that void is there so you can step in to be that for yourself. Woof. Oh, I feel plugged in. Does that make sense? It's almost like a layer of protection, whether you feel like that's spiritual protection, financial protection. Something is... You feel like you don't have access to it. But I'm so sure, like without taking another card, I am so sure that the reason that's there is for you to walk into that so you feel your own strength, so that when this either comes back, oh, this space is made to heal you. Hey Cole, I got your email. Yesterday was extremely busy. And after my last reading, I was knocked out. So I will answer you today after. Sending big hugs. Let's get a card for like where your energy, and when I say your energy, it may be like what you don't really, okay. We have 8 of Pentacles here. Libras, my loves, and I know we're in Aries season and the South Node is running through. You had a full moon lunar eclipse in your sign. And other than Pluto, which is trining only if you have very early Libra, very late Virgo. You may not feel like energetically very supported right now. That is supposed to make you step into your own space of power and support. But you're working on it. And I mean, man, are you working on it. Oh man, if you're a Libra moon, especially, I feel like I almost feel like I have 2 communities. One of you is just like working almost as a distraction, and the other person, and there's neither is good or bad. It just is what it is. It's where you're at right now, and that shouldn't be judged or quantified or anything. But some of you are working as a distraction, like a lot, and some of you are working on filling that space. But that's the space you're split. If you have any question about like what it is that you feel like, I know I need to change, or I know that I'm supposed to be working on something spiritually, or, you know, in my journey right now, like what is that? It is absolutely the idea that you step in to be your own best protector, which is a hard thing. Because we're supposed to have that too as a child. So that you may have felt lost in a parent's divorce. You may have felt lost in a sea of siblings. You may have feel lost sometimes in your relationships. And you are feeling that for yourself right now. Oh, this is like, and of course, with all the Aries energy opposing you in the South Node, this is big. It almost doesn't feel like a weekly reading. Oh, now I can't wait to do air signs. Okay. The advice. You got the ego, the wheel of fortune. It came out sideways. Things are changing. Instead of a temporary windfall that'll get like spent or quickly, or when the wheel of fortune is a wheel, you can move it. When the wheel of fortune happens, and this might have to do with the Jupiter Uranus, depending on where that's in your chart or whatever. Instead of like absorbing and using it, and again, your Venus runs, so whether that's like love or money or whatever it is, it's going to be like stored, like self-esteem, to grow more. That's what I just heard. Is this the third time this card came out? Temperance as the love card. So again, it may be Sag season, Libra, that you see some results. And we have Mike here, and he is such an advocate. He is such a you know, he makes mistakes, but there's balance here that's coming in. Whatever this, I do feel like a windfall. Whatever the windfall is, whether it's just the love department or money or both, there's a way that you're going to invest this into your self-esteem so it grows more instead of just something that comes in and goes back out and then leaves you back in the same place you were. But love-wise, there's... Again, I read this Temperance a little different. It's funny. It's almost like you heal this whole void of needing somebody to like completely advocate or be protective of you, or be like in charge, or knowing like they have your back or whatever makes you feel like more secure that you can... And you heal it for yourself, and then somebody comes in and they're almost like hot-headed, overly protective of you, and you just see the gesture and the sweetness of it instead of needing it so much, and it's fucking beautiful. I feel like that's going to make sense to exactly who it needs to. All right, we are on to Scorpio. What deck do I want? I don't know if I'm kind of just feeling the light seers for them. Scorpio, 8th house placements. I like to say also if you have Pluto or Mars near your ascendant, which just means if you're Aries and you have Mars near your ascendant. If you are Taurus and you have Venus near your ascendant, and I mean like 2-3 degrees away from your ascendant degree. Mercury on your ascendant for both Gemini and Virgo. The moon 2 to 3 degrees from your ascendant degree for Cancer, and the sun for Leo. Venus also for Libra. And then likewise Jupiter for Sag, and then that's going to be Saturn for Capricorn, 2 to 3 degrees from your ascendant. So if you don't have Capricorn placements, but you know, if you don't have Scorpio placements, but you have Pluto like conjunct, and I mean 2-3 degrees from your ascendant, the Scorpio reading may resonate, that kind of thing. And then Aquarius would be Saturn, and your Uranus and Pisces would be Jupiter and or Neptune. Okay. Yeah, it used to go by element, but I asked everybody, again, they all voted to just do the regular, and then I do the readings by element. So when I put out the readings, I put out 3 at a time by element. All right, Scorpios. Hi, Tina. Wow. I always think it's funny when I go to shuffle for Scorpio and nothing will come out. This has historically happened during my readings when I'm in a live stream. Like, tell me you're Scorpio and you'll keep it to yourself without telling me you're Scorpio and you'll keep it to your fucking self. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, I turned off any kind of monetization while we're live because I felt like that was annoying last week. Okay, Scorpio. You got 2 cards. You don't want to say nothing, and then you went, blip. Stop. I don't think Scorpios are different. I don't do shit. Like, you're doing that to yourself, friend. Don't do that. Don't make me yell at you twice in one day. Didn't I? Was that last night or earlier today that I also yelled at you in the comments? I love my fucking Scorpio community because, like, y'all get it and no one's mad at me. And if you think that I'm actually yelling at somebody, I'm not. He gets it. I get it. It's fine. So you got the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Cups. There's somebody now. The Queen of Wands in reverse in a reading. It'll depend. We'll see if somebody else comes up. Can be like an interloper. So your energy is like, we're not doing that anymore. But the Knight of Cups came out in reverse. Like, there's no love bombing here. There also might not be gestures because this is my, like, Knight of Cups where it's like, I remember. I have a pretty good memory. Knight of Cups. This one, I call this the Adam Levine, and I've never liked this Knight of Cups card. I don't know why. It gives me, like, y'all know, y'all dealt with somebody like that. You all know, like, pulling out all the stops and there's no fucking substance, right? I'm a substance girl. I like substance. And you're usually going to find substance in a Scorpio. It depends on how conditioned they are from their early environment, social constructs, whatever, to be told to be this, right? If they have this and they give it to you, it's usually, if they pull out all the stops, if there is romance, if they have words, they're saying it because they mean it. But there might have also been, you know, if you have Scorpio, you might have Libra placements or some Sag placements. There might have also been a tone of a little bit of love bombing because it just kind of like, you know, it's easier to walk in and out of a room with a little love bombing. And then everybody's so distracted by woo, then they don't have to like look under the water when you have the tip of the iceberg. They don't have to like see down here where you don't want them to. Show me the lies, Scorpio. This was in reverse. This card gave me the ick before we all knew that Adam Levine was exactly as how icky as we all thought he was. If you know, you know. So, and it's the picnic, it's the flowers, it's the whole thing. We're not doing that. And now this could be somebody that just is feeling uninspired, but also there could be like an interloper that you're like, and I swear to God, I keep getting this for Scorpio, and I could be wrong, but I think in the Scorpio reading for April, because I did those early before all the energy was whack, I think I said something like, and the Lord saith unto Felicia, farewell. It feels like there's, and you know, the energy of like Jezebel or Felicia or an interloper or somebody who like, that could be represented just by something you've allowed in your life to like get the inspiration off, like light the fire, activate the Mars kind of thing, to move you as a fixed sign out of stuff, like temporary. This all says to me, and it's so funny because normally I'm encouraging Scorpio to be like, uproot your tree and move, right? Like Taurus. God, Scorpio, watch the whole Taurus thing. And I'm going to talk about Lord of the Rings. Nerd warning. Nerd advisory. Where normally I would advise Scorpio to like move. The thing is like you want the move to be permanent and not temporary. I feel like temporary fixes, woohoo, have been the solution to not wanting to like uproot and move, and you're done with that. That feels like a lot of growth. Let's see what the advice from universe has. Yeah, the temporary fixes are on their way out. Having a conversation with a friend the other night, and I told her who like some of my celebrity crushes are, and she was dying. I mean, because like obviously Paul Rudd is everybody's celebrity crush, but and he's so humble about it. But my other celebrity crushes, they are so nerdy. They all wear glasses. But they have so many miles on them that I think I'm the only one. But anyway, yeah. Nerd is the new hot. Hi, Erica. I feel like that Kwame guy. You know what I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about. I love him. I haven't seen him in a minute. But I just got done saying, I feel like the way that you address change in these temporary methods and these temporary inspirations, and it doesn't last and you're done with it. The world. That's not a little change. That's a big change. Sorry, my fixed sign friends. That is a big change. And the change comes because you're not going to make like temporary changes anymore. This is the change you've been waiting for. This is the change you've been waiting for. This is the change you've been waiting for, because you're not going to apply and put little bullshit changes on things so nobody can see under the surface anymore. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. My Plutonian Martian friends. Right? Because the Mars ruled part of you just says, well, let's just do this quick. But the Pluto part of you is saying, nope. It's time to make a big one. Oh, I like it. Who bothers crushing on celebrities? Humans. I don't mean like I idolize them. I mean their energy is attractive to me. Or their personalities are attractive to me. Their quirkiness. I'm not saying them here. Okay. Your love card is the Six of Pentacles. Balance in a relationship and somebody giving. The question is, Scorpio, will you receive? Will you take it? 4 months. I have been getting, I want to say it's almost 3 months now. I've been getting readings for Scorpio that's like, take the love, dummy. Bunch of Ace of Cups, all this. It's coming. It's here. You have to be able to take without feeling like it's shameful to take or it's not safe to take. There's something around here, but it's the six of Pentacles. So like if you can prepare yourself to be in the energy to receive, that's balance and reciprocity and overdue. When it's a Six of Pentacles, it's overdue reciprocity. No more temporary. You're not throwing temporary fixes at things anymore. That's huge, Scorpio. Because you got Mars and Pluto, right? And Pluto wants to like move you through. And you have been forged in fire. And you have Phoenix out of a lot of stuff. And you've probably had a lot of like intense experiences, right? But because that can make you somewhat tired and somewhat in survival mode, then the Mars just comes in and goes, all right, let's throw this at this and that at that. Not anymore. Now you're tired of the temporary fixes and you're like, let's just have a real change so I can fucking and breathe for a minute, and then maybe I won't be in survival mode. So like it starts one way and then you realize it's come full circle. All right, let's get into Sagittarius, and I'm going to use the cards my Sag rising friend gave me. Doink. Where's the middle here? All right. Scorpio was big. That's what she said. Sagittarius, ninth house placements. Maybe you have Jupiter on the ascendant. Or if you just feel called, you're cross-watching. Why ever you're watching. Why ever. It's not a word, Susie. But anyway, why ever you're watching, thank you for watching. This is the Sagittarius. There's no timestamps, Flower Beauty, until we're at the point of, which I don't know if she can hear me now, she's behind. But there's no timestamps till, even if I put timestamps that ahead of time, which I'd have to be insanely psychic to know what the timestamps would be. But there's not, it won't go on until after the live stream is over. Even in a premiere, if you've already watched, edited, and have timestamps, the timestamps don't apply until after the premiere is over. It's just how YouTube works. I want to say Leo was probably around 1 hour and 45 minutes. Just because I did a collective reading during Cancer, and that was 1 hour and 33 minutes. So, Six of Pentacles coming up. Balance, baby. And evenness, reciprocity. The very interesting thing in this Six of Pentacles is we have somebody like hogging the hoop and hogging, and there's another person upside down. So you may feel like you're upside down to keep this person in all of their power. That feels like it's going to come to even out right now. All right, listen, I love somebody who can teach me something I don't know. Why ever feels like something I might have gotten yelled at in elementary school for saying. Is that separated or is it one word? I'm sure Juan's already on it. I want to say Leo was 20 minutes ago. I think you're all wrong because I'm pretty sure the collective message in Cancer was at 1 hour and 33 minutes because I looked. But I could be wrong. I heard it happens. Okay. Your energy is the Devil card in reverse, self-sabotaging behaviors, and maybe one of those self-sabotaging behaviors because Sagittarius wants everyone to win. Also, sometimes Sagittarius is so all-knowing, right? Sagittarius, and you know things, is so all-knowing that it gives you like confidence that you don't have to interfere. You don't have to be conflictual because like, you know, universe is going to work that all out. I believe in the law, like the universal law of like, you can't just wish something into existence. You also have to put some action with it because what do I always say? We are co-conspirators. We are co-creators. that requires us to put some human action into the 5D manifestation part, right? So, but because you, like Pisces, can like easily just kind of hang out in the 5D Sagittarius, you might have yourself a little upside down to keep this person a little bit more powerful. And that is the self-sabotaging behavior that you are pulling back from. And I love this for you. I did a collective message during Virgo, and I did a collective message during Cancer. I think you're right, Emily. I think the one I'm thinking about was Virgo. I'll stop arguing with you all now. I was wrong. Aries moon admits to being wrong pretty quickly. We go up and we come down fast. Okay, so the advice you're getting is justice. Sometimes justice doesn't look like you sit back and justice is served to you. Sometimes you have to be, as we are in the world, justice doesn't happen. We make it happen through boycotts, through voting, through using our voices, like whatever that might be. You're going to have to participate. Yeah. You're going to have to participate in the justice that is the advice. But if you do, it'll come. If you do, it will come. Let's get a card for love, Sagittarius. This is a very, very, very straightforward reading. You have to co-create. You have to participate in the justice here. And it won't be just for yourself. I keep getting a feeling like when you... Woof! Forgive me. When you become a little more driver's seat and a little less passenger seat, thinking, well, universe is in the driver's seat, right? Which is a very Sagittarius way to think. And also because you are so available to the 5D, you're not fully wrong, right? But if you've ever driven a long distance, if you've ever had a drive for a really long time, there's nothing that is better than having the best ever co-pilot. And so you have to switch back and forth, but you're going to have to participate in the justice. And when you do, you don't only bring justice for yourself. I don't know what that means, but I just know that I'm hearing it and I want to arch my back. I'm getting like cold. Feels like somebody's running an ice cube up and down my spine. One of my signs. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Let's get a card for love. I can't believe these cards are going to be 2 years old. I have birthdays for my cards. I'm a weirdo. We have 3 of Cups. That's giving me celebration or reunion. It's a really beautiful card. It's very fiery, which is why I kind of use these cards for Sag. This is reunion, celebration, or union. And somebody helps you with this. Whether it's through advice, through support, or somebody set you up with somebody for a few of you. Or it saves. This might like save a relationship that feels really rocky. Three of Cups is a beautiful card to get for love and relationship there. Reunion or union, celebration, and there's some help. I feel like my honey must have all went to the bottom. Because now that it's low enough, I can swirl. My throat needs it. Okay. Let's get into Capricorn. Capricorn, if you have Saturn on your ascendant, if you have 10th house placements, this reading might be for you, or it might just be for you because your guides will get you to the readings you're supposed to hear. What does your guides want my guides to tell me to talk to you about? All right. We're putting that back in because that was too many cards and I don't trust it. I'm about to give these cards a rest because they're flying out. I usually, with something flies, it doesn't fly out 4 at a time. That's the 3rd time. That's all. I was hesitating on picking those up anyway. New cards. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hello, Michael. Got my Love is Love deck out. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, you. Oh, the Hermit. It's time. I'm coming out. Okay, the Hermit in reverse. Whatever you went in and you gained your knowledge and you got quiet. It's time to get unquiet and come back out and hit them with that knowledge, which Capricorn loves to do. But the Hermit is a very serious major arcana. It's represented by Virgo, but it's about like you go into isolation, not because anyone put you into isolation. You get introspective because you choose to. And I mean, Capricorn's kind of always, it's Saturnian ruled. It is kind of always introspective to some degree, but this feels like almost like a life-changing moment. Like, just hold on, Capricorns. I feel like there's success, there's money, like work is good, stuff is good, but there's something missing, and you kind of wandered into hermit mode to figure out what is it that I need to change, because I have all the things that I thought that would make me happy once I had them. I may only be speaking to 1 or 2 people. Again, this is Cap rising, Saturn on the within 2-3 degrees of the ascendant, or Capricorn placements or 10th house placements. I almost feel a little anger, like anger made you go in. Let's see. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Your energy is walking away from something. I think that you know, we have the 8 of Cups, is all those cups stacked up. And it does. I keep getting the energy of somebody who's like, I checked all the boxes, I did all the things, I accomplished some stuff. Why isn't it enough? You know, Pluto has just moved out of your sign. It's going to move back in for a hot minute. September 1st to November 19th. Or November 18th. Then it moves into Aquarius on the 19th. Depending on where you live in the world. I'm hearing you two still haven't found what I'm looking for. Not saying that. Universe's advice is the Ace of Wands. It's a really interesting Ace of Wands too. It's the chameleon. Instead of a snake, it's a chameleon. There is major change here. I felt that from the second that Hermit card came out in reverse. And it feels almost like a lot to walk away from what was already built. But there is just such a drive and a passion. Oh, I feel this to my toes. You know, in Capricorn, you're one of my creme brulee signs. You're a little crusty on the outside. It's hiding the warm, gooey inside. I see you guys are a humanitarian, one person at a time. You're ready for the change that is going to satiate you instead of satiate the accomplishments. Let's pull a card for love. You're doing it, though. And universe is supporting it with an ace here. You're gonna find it. This is so brave. Like, what a cardinal sign thing to do, Capricorn. This is so brave. Like, I could be talking to a lot of different people right now, but I want to say, like, this is a very admirable reading to get. I admire whoever I'm reading for right now. Okay. Defenses are coming down in a love situation. Whether that's their defenses or your defenses, there's going to be room now for this to come in a way that it hasn't. For one or two of you, you're going to stop defending a relationship that you can't defend anymore. And it might be part of that 8 of Cups. Oh, that's so interesting, Capricorn. Again, you and Virgo both, I cannot wait to, like... Alright. After I take eat something, and... After I take a shower, let me finish the sound. After I take a shower and eat something, because I got to wash all this leave out conditioner in my hair. It's gross. I think I'm going to pull for earth and air. I'm going to do the full April readings. At least one of them, I will use my pendulum to decide which one's getting done tonight. But the rest will get up tomorrow. I'll at least record them so they'll be up like Monday and Tuesday respectively. Holy cow. Okay, we're doing Aquarius. You're ahead of me, Juan. We're doing Aquarius in 11th house placements. I'm gonna take a shower. Dear Lord. Because I'm thinking, well, no, I want to eat first, so I stop myself mid-sentence. I'll take a shower and then I'll eat. Shower. I only had tea today. Shut up, Juan. Don't make me sing the Air Force One song. Happy birthday, Michael. I wish I could give you all Hawaiian Punch and Dunkin' Donut munchkins for your birthdays. It's a very 1970s thing to say. If you know, you know. And if you know, leave me a comment. Okay. Aquarius. And I'm using my the Queer Tarot deck, which I love, which was given to me by my brother from another mother in this community. 8 of Pentacles, just like Virgo. And of course, you know, Pluto is in your sign. And also the full moon is going to be kind of in a square with Pluto in Scorpio, Aquarius. So, or feel like Aquarius signs are definitely going to get affected by that full moon. They would anyway because it'll square, but like extra right after an eclipse. That Scorpio moon, I'm going to do a special on it, but the full moon on the 23rd. Again, full chills. I just feel like somebody just poured an ice bath on me. This Eight of Pentacles is sitting. It's been sitting for a while. It's marching to its own drummer. It's steeped a little bit in self-love, non-conformity. Very beautiful Aquarian Eight of Pentacles to get. It's also a card where they're not paying attention to anything else. They are focusing on what's here. That's it. This is the first card where I feel like I can't do a whole reading off the first card, that I'm going to need the second card for. Okay, we have a Nine of Cups. This is your energy. I feel like Aquarius is in a like, we will not be taking questions, we will not be taking distractions kind of mode. Does that make sense? I'm glad I crack you up. I feel like I'm mostly here in this world for amusement. I mean, I'm some people's vexation and I'm other people's amusement, and I'm okay with both. Okay, the advice is the Two of Wands. The advice is the Two of Wands. Aquarius, you're going to have to like look up from what you're focusing on. Because there's something outside of the little bubble you're kind of in. And your bubble is beautiful, right? It allows you to be you. You're working hard on something. You're working on something for a reason. There's this Nine of Cups. There's this wish fulfillment. There's this self-love. And it's so funny because I said this card is kind of steeped in like self-love, self-acceptance, non-conformity. And then we get the Nine of Cups to say, yeah, that's exactly your energy right now. But in this Two of Wands, as in many Two of Wands, we see a globe. Almost feels like a 180. Something is going to pull your attention. Like you worked on this enough and you're good. And now it's like giving you what you need to like go out in the world. Oh, this is long time coming. Aquarians. Oof. This is long time coming. Could I get a different sign other than ice down my back? Could we do like warm down my back? I'll even take the hot breath again. But could we, my hands are ice cold at this point. Like, please and thank you. I'm dead ass serious. And I love and appreciate you all. And I love how deep the confirmation is. Can we switch up the sign? Because I'm over the ice down my back. I'll do. Please and thank you. Because I said so. Okay. Sorry, kids. It immediate, like I feel like somebody just put a blanket on my back. Okay. Interesting. Okay, for your love card, this makes so much sense. Aquarius, if you are getting out of a relationship, if you've been single for a while, if you've just put your partner on pause because they're driving you out of your mind and you're in your own bubble instead because you had to build that self-love, that self-acceptance, and like now you're gonna like take what you did and all of this work and all of this Nine of Cups energy, which is gorgeous. This, you know, choose the two. There's something you either said you're not going back to, or you made a decision a while ago, you're changing your mind on that. 3 Wands in reverse for me is like when we have the 3 Wands in upright, you have to leave 2 things behind, but you have to make sacrifices to choose whatever this was. There is a want to kind of redo that decision. Very, very interesting. I have to say it because like they gave it to me for me to say it, not to keep it to myself because whatever. For one of 2 of you, this is about how you explore and do relationships in general, not just about one person. So, in your bubble, you may have had to really sit and think about whether you wanted to be maybe polyamorous, maybe like an open relationship, something that you were like, that is not for me. And either you have changed or you tried something like that to make a partner happy and it doesn't work for you. Either are okay, by the way. Like, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. And certainly, like, my opinion has nothing to do with what's okay and what's not okay for everyone else. But I'm saying, like, whichever that, if you fall into that, whichever side of that you fall on, there's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't make you closed-minded if that's not for you. There are certain water placements and certain Venus placements that are a no sharing kind of thing. And that's perfectly okay. And then there are placements that are like, hey, let's be more open-minded about this because that seems to suit me and satiate me in a way where I'm happier and the relationship itself is actually more stable. And there are people for you too. It's the only problem is when you try to take somebody who's a no share, like kind of Venus or a placement, and you try to convince them, or the other way around. You just got to find your people, you know? But there's and this could also just be you going back to something that you thought was closed off, or you made a decision between 2 people a long time ago and you wish you could, you're not wish you could redo it, you're going to redo it now. And it's okay to change. Even though you're a fixed sign, Aquarius is the most open to change of all the fixed. My humble opinion. All right, Pisces, and then we're going to give away a reading. What are we doing for Pisces? Let's do some good old-fashioned The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. For Pisces, 12th house placements, Jupiter or Neptune, 2 or 3 degrees from the ascendant, and I beat Juan to that in the comments. Ha. Pisces, you're getting justice. And again, justice isn't watching somebody else do badly because they burnt you. Justice isn't like they suck and now their life sucks because that's justice. This is justice as in a way, especially because look at that justice card. This is justice you participate in, you set boundaries, but not out of spite, not out of, right? This is truth coming out. And it's not about what the truth does to the other people. It's what it does for you. And yeah, sure, there could be some vindication in that. But it's not, justice is not about watching somebody else suffer. That's not how I read. That is not my belief system. That's also not like universal law. Sorry if that makes anybody angry, but this is justice for you. And justice also is really so much about truth and communication. And, you know, you got Saturn and Mars going through your sign right now. So that makes absolute sense. And that is in a nice sextile to, at least Mars is getting into the sextile to the Jupiter, Uranus. So Pisces, this really could be coming around the 20th. Let's get a card for like where you're at. That's what your guides want my guides to talk to you about. Maybe it's about the way you see justice. We can expend a lot of energy waiting for somebody else to get theirs. And that's, to me, conflating justice and karma, but also like there's a way to want and understand, and justice is good. Like justice should happen in the world. And, you know, it's a virtue worth putting energy into, but understanding that the justice should be what's fair and right and balanced for you and not about something detrimental happening to somebody else. That is the part where I think it gets fuzzy when we're being driven by anger, passion, resentment, pain. Just throwing that out there. We have a 9 of Cups here. It came out sideways. So that is that same 9 of Cups that we just got for Aquarius. So this is like wish fulfillment, especially in this card. And it also is that self-love. But there's something here that's being coveted, wanted, desired as a wish fulfillment. And I think that the justice and the 9 of Cups in, you know, you have to have faith and just concentrate all your energy on you. If you're constantly watching to see if somebody else's life is happy or not happy, if they're miserable, if they're not miserable, that takes a lot of energy you could put into your own co-conspirating, co-creating of your own justice and your own wish fulfillment and your own self-love. I feel like I need to say that. Five of Wands in reverse, the inner conflict. Overthinking in reverse. That is the advice. The overthinking in reverse, Pisces. I don't think I have to explain that after everything else I just said. Thank you, Juan. Yeah. Because if I say it now and they're behind, they won't hear me in time. Let's get a love card for Pisces. Shift your energy and watch what you want come in. Especially if it's like, I hate to say, date somebody or get into a relationship because you know it's going to make somebody else mad. Like, you like them and everything else, but like if there's any energy, if that's a thought, and like watch how mad they're going to be when they see me like level up or upgrade. Try to just work on that thought being a part of what could be actually a really beautiful match. I don't know who I'm saying that to, but I'm saying that to somebody. All right, before the love card comes out. So that's interesting that I really felt like I needed to say that before the love card came out. Four of Swords. There's spiritual rest before you move on. And then somebody's going to come in that is going to knock your fucking socks off. But there's spiritual rest, integration of all these things that needs to happen before you fully bring somebody in. Doesn't mean you can't talk to people. Doesn't mean you can't flirt. Doesn't mean you can't look. But after the spiritual rest and the rest of like your thoughts and your spirituality together, someone's going to come in and knock your socks off. Just saying. Feels like if you clear the other stuff up, then yeah. Oh, I just got something else, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to feel like I'm like giving it too hard to Pisces, because Pisces are lovely, sweet cotton candy creatures that I could not live without. Okay. All right. I really did drink all of my tea. I am holding something. Let's give away a reading. I'm going to give away a 15-minute. If you want to add to it, you can. There's a special right now. If you want to add to it, even in a discounted way, you can. But let's give away. I want to sit here and take a deep breath in and focus. And I am picturing the thing that I'm holding and the color. And I'm literally putting my hand on that color and imagining it and imagining it and imagining it. So see if you could like take a deep breath in and try to focus with my energy. Right now, I will open up my energy to those in my community who I want to be able to see the vision of what I'm holding. And you're just going to guess the color. Again, if you won in like the last 3 months, you can guess, but I'm going to give the win to somebody who hasn't. That's going to depend, Erica. I mean, I'm reading for a collective, so it's not a personal. So for some people, yes, and for some people, no. But I feel a lot new person, but not for everyone. Hi, Anastasia. Oh, bye. Oh, we're guessing now. Okay, I'm giving this to Rose. I was going to take hot pink or magenta, but she guessed pink and magenta. So, like, you are dead on, girl. That is about hot pink magenta as you can get. So Rose messaged me. Also, I'm gonna like make a little video because I have 3 people emailing me saying that like they use YouTube from their phone and they can't either upgrade or renew from their phone. And Emily and I have both tried to like find out how you do that without using, it seems like mostly it is laptop, but I'm going to, I'm gonna research it a little bit more. I think you could also possibly do it from like an iPad, but you have to go into your face and your account. When you hit your face, like under YouTube Studio or whatever else, there'll be a thing that says like purchases and memberships, and that's where it is. But I have 3 people, and it might be because of Mercury in retrograde and everything else, but I have 3 people saying like they've been trying to either upgrade or renew, and they literally, because they only have YouTube on their phone, cannot. I mean, I hate to like send somebody to a library, but I mean, we're still trying to find out if there's a way you could do it from your phone. From your laptop, you're going to open up YouTube and click on your actual little circle, your face. But Rose, you can email me. Am I going to start doing members only? I have a members only live stream for my members, and I have Zooms for my members for the second and third levels. And for the first level, I'm about to create a Zoom that's for everyone, because the people that have been in from November, they're about to hit their 6 months. So my promise was I wanted to reward loyalty, so not just when you first join. So at 6 months, the $299 first level are all getting invited to a Zoom as well. So we're going to have 4 or 5 Zooms, or I'll have to do like a separate Zoom, like a collective one. But I already have membership, and I already have members only. I'm not going to like cut this off. If you watch my membership video, if you could put the link for that, if you go to our YouTube studio page and earn and membership, there's like a link right there for the membership. It goes right to a video, and in the video, the first thing I talk about is that for anyone who doesn't join, none of my business. I have zero, like, I love all of the subscribers, and I appreciate every single one, whether you're a member or not. The content that I'm currently doing will not change. I'm not going to take anything away to incentivize it or monetize it to make you feel like you need to be a member to get something that you were already getting for free. I will not do that. I also didn't pick any perks that makes the non-members feel less special when I'm doing a public reading or a live stream of any kind. And yet I will ask my members that are in the chat or to leave me a comment. And when the video is over, I think my members also feel like they're really getting something for what they pay. And there's such a sense of like deeper, because we're doing those Zooms together and we're doing the live streams together. And so it is deeper, and I'm throwing in free classes, like there's no pay, but just to kind of like try them out while for people in membership. That's not in the YouTube thing because I can't always do them every month, and you have to be very careful about what you promise you give. Sometimes they get more than 4 members only videos, but they definitely get, there's a live stream every month, and then there's Zooms. And I actually have right now that there's 3 dates for Zooms so that people with different schedules can go. Yeah, if you click on my main page, there should be a join button, but also if Lee could put the link up, I may be able to do that really quick. There we go. Okay. And there's also, yeah, I don't want to put that. That's the members only videos, which are for members only. So there you go. And then I'll put up a little video of like, figure out how we can do this from the phone. It is very frustrating. I spent like 10 minutes on my phone, logged into my youngest accounts because I can't do it from mine, just to try to see how I could get you guys there. But anyway, congratulations, Rose. Erica, we'd love to have you. Obviously, we'd love to have anybody in membership. And it really is, if this community feels like warm and snuggly, the Zooms are private. So there's a lot of like the one of the Zooms we did this month was just insanely healing. There were like tears and support and love and big insights and people sharing things. And so it's really quite incredible. Yes, we do astrology. Yes, I'm reading charts, but it's a private space. Even though it's shared by other people, it's a far more private space where then things can happen because people feel safer. So I love you. Now you love you. Everybody have a great weekend. And I will see you all soon. And the special is running till April 25th. Lee has dropped that in the comments in the chat someplace. And I think it's in the description box, but it's on my website. It's just a code, Eclipse Season, all caps. No space. I love you. Now you love you. Talk to you all soon. Bye.